Hi, I'm Valerie,
And my name's Taylor.
and welcome to
Whimsy Gossip,
where we talk all things fantasy.
and our favorite ways to escape reality. I
That's
feel like
some
I'm blending in with the
damn good
chair.
tea, huh?
I feel like I'm blending in with the chair.
You are. For the listeners, she's wearing a very similar green, dark, like greenish color to her dark green chair. Who are you?
Camouflage.
You're just, yeah, you're camouflaged.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, today we are talking about Throne of Glass as a whole. We both finished the book.
Woo!
Woo!
All right.
I'm sure if you listened to our previous episodes, you've been following our journey as we started reading this book. And we started out with the complete
Craziest,
predictions.
wildest out there predictions.
Okay, yeah, they were totally nowhere close to the book whatsoever. Um,
I
actually,
feel like
I
it's
mean,
just
some of mine I think were pretty spot on.
I don't know. I was
I
listening
knew
back and
she was
I'm
related to Elena, and I said she had magic in her.
but did it come out that she was related to her officially?
I think so. Elena said in the end something about my blood. Like
Yeah.
she protected her because of her blood, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Pause, please. Keep talking. I'm digging.
No. Yeah, I have no idea. I think so. I was like listening to part of our previous episode and I was just like, did Taylor spoiled something? Did she look on Instagram Reels and spoil some things? Because a few things you did get correct. And I was just like, I don't know.
I did not. I just kind of.
Promise?
Wait,
Okay.
what did I get correct? I'm curious what you thought I got correct because I don't remember what I
So
guessed.
you guessed that, like, obviously her and Dorian, like, weren't going to be a thing, but I think I said that too.
Yeah, you
But,
also said that.
yeah, but there's this whole conversation that we had where I didn't think that KL and her were gonna have like a romantic interest. Like I didn't think it was gonna be reciprocated, and I'm definitely feeling different vibes now. I think that she is going to definitely have strong feelings for KL now. Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's going to die. I'm telling you, she loves
I
Kale
think you're right. Like I'm feeling the vibes that he's gonna die.
because, and then that's when her magic is gonna come. She's
I
gonna be
think I
like,
agree.
"Ah," like a Nesta moment.
Yeah, yeah. Like listening to that, I'm like, yes. So we also thought that I thought that Knox was gonna betray her. Didn't happen. Thought Kane was gonna make a full circle. Now he's dead. So can't really can't really come true. Um we were guessing on like if her powers were going to emerge by the end of the book. They didn't. I thought that the epic battle like at the end was going to get disrupted by the monster. That's not really what happened. The monster didn't really, it had its one scene, but that was it, and then she killed it, right?
The Ritterak.
Yeah.
Yeah, she killed the
Yeah.
Ritterak.
Yeah. So um yeah, so we were quite wrong about a lot, but I think we were also right about a few things, like her
Okay,
having magic.
so here it is. Um, Selena says to Elena in her dream thing, she's like, "Thank you for saving my life." Elena bowed her head and said, "Blood ties can't be broken." So they're related by
Ah,
blood. And I told
yep.
you because Selena looks like Elena.
There you go. Yeah, so you were right. You were right.
Unless that totally means like a blood tie, as in like their family owes each other something. And like
Yeah.
maybe Elena's or Selena's family saved Elena's family years ago.
Who knows?
And maybe that's the blood tie, and I'm very off base right now.
Here we go. More predictions. Okay, so what were your overall thoughts on the book?
There was no spice in this book whatsoever, but it was dang good. It was so good.
There was a little Dorian kissing
Okay, they
scenes.
made out. Ooh. I'm sorry. Put your hands on the headboard. It compares nothing to that.
Yes, yes. But overall,
It was so good. The plot was so good. It really got me. Um, Kale, I loved him. Also, big fan of Fleetfoot. I love the dog. I think Nehemia, she is badass. I love Nehemia.
yeah,
Nehemia and Selena are right there for me.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, I love that Nehemia, they like, yeah, I think she's so cool.
I think overall that the book was pretty good. I'm just gonna say though, as far as comparing it to ACOTAR, um,
Yeah,
Throne of Glass book one itself, not as good as ACOTAR.
I agree.
But
I
this could
completely
change.
agree. Yeah, the series could change, but the first book, ACOTAR had me on my lunch break running to get Mist and Fury, like literally sprinting. Well, I was like, I don't care if I'm late and I'm working. Like I'm yeah, I need this book now.
Right,
Whereas like this book is sitting right here for me, like waiting, and I'm like, okay, Val, you tell me when we can start reading this.
right.
And normally, I'm telling you, if we were doing this reread right now or doing this book club together, and it was A Court of Thorns and Roses, and we finished, and like Mist and Fury was next, I would have been like, I love you, but no.
No, not even for the podcast.
Not even for the podcast. No, I was so enthralled that I was just like a little weirdo, like a little like I was living
No.
in Prithian and I needed to continue. I was not ready to leave Prithian, not even for a dang second. So I'm in there, like high fae and
Deep,
everything.
deep like Cassian.
Stop it. This is a PG podcast,
No,
ma'am.
it's not. I check
Okay.
explicit. I check explicit
Do
on the.
you really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't want to be able to. I don't want to monitor ourselves. Like
All
we're talking
right.
about spicy books. We have to
Yeah, we
be
are.
spicy.
We're talking about spicy books.
Spicy books. Yeah. I overall like it. Just I. I was really, I guess, expecting a huge twist, and there wasn't really one. I think that they tried to like kind of have one with like Nehemia. Oh, is she? Isn't she? But I just
Mhm.
never really felt like Nehemia was like bad, and I never really feel like that was like a really good twist. And then
Wait,
Kane like did exactly what you thought Kane would do. Like
he was
I was
evil.
trying to reject that idea,
Same.
which is why I came up with my prediction of redemption.
Wait, do you remember when I said in the last episode we filmed, I swore Nehemia was like from the not Sweeney Todd, the Headless Horseman movie, like the witch girl who was like doing the spells, like the word marks underneath the bed to protect him. I literally guessed that and I was like, ah, I
Yep.
was pretty proud about that. I'm not gonna lie. That was my one little like, good job, Taylor. I'll give myself credit. But all my other predictions, some of them were spot on, and some of them were like, what were you
I think
thinking?
most of mine were like totally wrong because I took everything that I felt like I have a tendency to take everything that I think somebody wants or how it's going to go and I just like throw it on its head because I want that out of a book
Yeah,
almost. I don't want it to be something that so I will say it was a little bit more predictable than I would have liked.
yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Don't get me wrong. Selena is amazing. I really enjoyed the book. I thought it was really, really awesome, but I just felt like it was more predictable than ACOTAR was.
ACOTAR, none of us saw her choosing Rhysand.
No,
None of us. We were like
no.
Team Tamlin. And then Mist and Fury comes out, and you're like,
Hmm?
who? What? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I think definitely this was more predictable. But can I just say, I love Kaol, and like, if he dies, as much as I think he's going to die because he just has to. He has
Yeah.
to for Selena's powers to come. And if the book is going to be as predictable, or the series is going to be as predictable as the first book, then I feel like he has to
No.
die. And I don't want him to die because
I
I
don't
love
want him to
him.
die. Taylor, stop killing everyone.
I'm just killing Kale. But like, okay, so wait, the dance when they were at the masquerade, like Yule Fest dance or whatever,
Yeah.
and she's like, why don't you have anyone? Or why don't you, like, she told him, like, oh, you're really handsome or something. And he got all like blushing. Oh my gosh, my heart was melting. And then Dorian had to come over. And I love Dorian, don't get me wrong. But I was
Hmm.
like, Kale, I love you. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who. I just think KL makes more sense from like
Mm-hmm.
a less problems perspective. Like the princess just brings too much baggage and she's absolutely right about that. Um but yeah, KL, I don't want him to die. I was wrong about, but it still could happen, but I was wrong about in the first book how Dorian was going to fall for her. I was right about that, but I was wrong that she was going to do something or something would happen where he thought she was using him.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't happen. So I don't feel like he thinks that she was
No.
using him in any way.
I think I predicted that like they were gonna get together and then she couldn't handle being a princess kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
think
was
that was
wrong.
my prediction and that was wrong.
Yeah. That was wrong.
That was wrong.
Yeah. 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 So I don't know. I forget where we left off on the last
Oh, wait. So if I can
chapters.
just say a quote by Dorian that actually had me convinced for like 2 seconds that they were going to end up together.
Yes,
I was like,
please.
I don't know. I was really convinced. I was like, oh, sugar. Was I totally wrong? And this is going to be her love interest that we're getting introduced to in the first book, and it's going to ride through the whole series. It was, this is Dorian. He was done with politics and intrigue. He loved her, and no empire, no king, and no earthly fear would keep him from her. No, if they tried to take her from him, he'd rip the world apart with his bare hands. And for some reason, that didn't terrify him.
Cry me a freaking river right now, dude. I have tears from that. I feel the same way. I So that's the thing. Let's just skip ahead. This will just be all over the place this episode. We don't even need structured
Sorry, my
questions. Let's
dogs are
just go
barking.
rogue. It's Throne of Glass. Here we are. I just when she friend zoned him, which is what happened.
That
She
was
friend
so
zoned
hard.
him. I After hearing that and being in his head, like, I just my heart broke in a million zillion pieces, even though I 112,000% like understand where she was coming from, and I totally identify with this concept of just being free and freedom in general. I just love
Hmm.
free like a free bird just flying. And I think that she made the right decision in that moment. He just and she told him basically the truth, like straight up, like, look, you're a prince, like this
No.
is not gonna work out right now, and I'm gonna be free in 4 years, and I don't want to be tied down to this. And like I totally understand that because when I was 18, I was in a relationship with my high school sweetheart or whatever, and he went into the military. And I was like, I am not going to do this life. I'm not giving up my career and my school and moving wherever the hell you are. I was like, I'm 18 years old. I want to be free. And so I'm like, I get it, Selena. Like,
A hundred
I
percent.
just want to be free. Like, I'm not, yeah. But what I will say about Throne of Glass that I appreciate and I think is better done than ACOTAR was the amount of perspectives we got in Throne of Glass.
Oh
We got
yeah.
to see Dorian, KL, Selena, and
Paltane.
Caltaine, and um, even like the king's little conversations as well. Like we got to see so many different perspectives in such a shorter novel, and I just thought that that was really cool because it gave depth to everybody in
Hmm.
such a way. And so I love that. And that is like a critique that I do have of Akatar, just because of, if you've
We
seen the
only
other
saw
episodes.
Feyre.
We saw a little Resand, and then obviously Silver Flames, we saw, just Cassian and Nesta. But
Yeah.
I really appreciated it. And I felt like because we got to see Dorian's thoughts, right? If we didn't get that, we wouldn't feel so heartbroken for him in that
I
moment.
yeah, I felt terrible for Dorian. I was like, I had like not, yeah, I guess secondhand embarrassment when
Mm.
like she turned him away and he was like trying to kiss her and she was like backing out of his hand like no, don't kiss me. Um but I hope Dorian and Nehemia get together.
Really? I
Yeah,
mean, they are, the princess and a prince, right?
I think that would be great because I think Dorian does not like what his dad is doing
No.
to like Nehemia's soldiers
Everyone.
in Elway and stuff like that. So I think Dorian would obviously reverse all of that and he would be siding with Nehemia. So I
That might
think
happen.
they should kill his father and then Dorian and Nehemia can get together because Dorian is such a
Yeah.
nice person
I
and
love him.
Nehemia is just a light and I think they would be perfect.
So what did you think during the battle scene? So, I just want to point this out. Like my coworker today, I talked to her about Throne of Glass, and she took the scene where Selena is laying on the ground and the grass and the dirt, and she just the way she described it and did the motion to me literally made me completely in love with KL in a way that I never even thought that I had before. She's like, I just pictured him, he's just laying there with his
Hmm.
face right on the ground, looking right into her face. He's just in the dirt on the ground, laying and just saying, Get up,
I imagine he's like
get,
sobbing, like just upset,
get
like,
up.
yes.
I don't imagine him sobbing. I just
Not
imagine him
sobbing, but
being
like emotional, like tears in his eyes, but he's not
like,
crying, like,
Get up.
yeah, because
And
he's
it's just
emotional with
like,
her.
yeah, I thought
Yeah.
that like that scene when she reenacted it for me, I was just like, oh, that was a big deal. Anyway, what did you think about the fight?
That, no, that scene to me, I was like, I think at that point I knew she was going to choose KL. Almost, hear me out. It felt very, not to keep comparing the two.
How dare you?
Dorian is sitting on the throne with his father, Tamlin. You have Rhysand, who is kind of low-key helping Feyre during these battles. And there is Kael in the dirt helping her, guiding her, coaching her. And then you have Dorian sitting on the throne next to Amarantha, which aka the king. Dorian is Tamlin.
He is
Hands are
miserable, though. Dorian is very, very upset.
well, so is Tamlin is very,
Right.
very
I
upset.
know. That's what I'm saying. So, guys, think about this. This is an important this is an important perspective. What's going on in Dorian's head? Can you even imagine what was going on in Tamlin's head? We have no freaking idea, so stop it.
Anyway, I think
Mm?
in my head, that's kind of how I was envisioning it. And I was like, okay. When I read the scene or the fight scene, I was like, she's gonna choose KL. Like, I
Yeah.
love Dorian, but it's gonna be KL just because it's the same author. And I don't know if anyone else had that same parallel moment that I had, but like, did you have
I
that
have it
moment?
now. I
Okay,
have
not.
it now.
But like, that's what I
But
thought
I
when I
did
was,
say early on I felt like Dorian was going to be the Tamlin
yeah, you
character.
did. You did.
So,
So, but
and I still think that, and that just confirms it even more. Like
yeah,
that's, I mean, obviously. I
but
thought the fight scene like was definitely different than what I thought it was going to be. And
yeah.
honestly, I don't know how she didn't die because it was I have that was graphic. Like that was horrible. Like
Well, it's
he
because of her
was
word mark
really
thing, whatever this thing on her forehead is, like her
is the
Harry
only
Potter
reason
scarf.
why she because he like threw her like face into rocks. He like threw her around like a rag doll. Like how is this human being still alive?
Well, because Nehemia was using the spells to protect her, and then Nehemia opened the portal for Elena to come in to help.
So that's
And
my
then
thing. That's what I'm confused about. Was she so Nehemia, was she protecting her the entire fight?
I think she was allowing Elena to come in and help her. I
Right,
think
because I
once
wrote
Feyre
down in my
started,
notes, why did Nehemia take so long?
well, I think probably because she had to find the right portal You know, she probably, if
I don't know. It just
Nehemia,
seemed like
any,
it was a very long time. And I'm like, Nehemia, thank you, but a little bit late. Like, she is really not doing well. I don't even know how she can win, even if she wasn't drugged right now, because she has been cracked and thrown
yeah.
and beaten so hard that how can she even stand up?
I think it's because Nehemia was probably like, she made a comment about being afraid to show any sort of magic
Yeah,
because the kid, oh, hold up. My prediction about the ring was right.
it was.
They are using some magic with the black ring. I was like, they would not point out that ring if it did not have meaning.
Correct.
And
Right.
also, I cannot believe it was causing Kaltain's headaches.
Okay, that was a twist. Like, poor Keltane. I feel
I
so
had a
bad for that
feeling
woman.
that there was something going on with her. I had a funny feeling, but I just was like, she said that she's always had headaches. I thought I read somewhere, it could be wrong. But
I feel
I
so bad
do
for her.
feel very bad for Kaltain, though I mean I don't, but I do.
Why don't you? She was being manipulated,
Because she was willing to kill her or like let Selena die just so she can get to the prince.
but she
Like
was being manipulated by magic.
I still think she was after the crown.
I think that she had underlying motivations, but they talk about the fact that they were using manipulation magic on her.
Yeah.
Right. So she was being manipulated. It wasn't her true self. Not completely.
I don't know. I think if any part of her true self was because they
No, I
brought
think that
her,
obviously she sucked by doing that, but
yeah,
like I feel bad for her.
I do feel bad that
She
she
was
got
used.
manipulated, but I was like, well, in the same regard, you got manipulated, but you were gonna kill someone just
Yeah,
because
well.
they got the guy you wanted.
Well, see, I took that as that she only made that decision because of the magic.
I don't know.
So maybe I feel different if it's not that way. But
Okay.
I took the king and what's his face? Perry something?
Harrington?
Yeah, Parrington. I took their conversation as like they were basically like puppet stringing her the whole time and like I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some sort of interesting story with her. She's not we haven't seen the last of
No.
her.
Well, they talk about that in the end. They're kind of like, oh, we
We're
won't
going
let
to
her
let her
sit in
out.
that jail cell too long, just until everyone forgets about the scandal, and then we'll have some use for her. And I was like, oh,
Yeah, and she's gonna. They said we're gonna offer her a deal she
hmm,
can't like
refuse.
refuse, and so it sucks though. Like because now, you know, she is. I just feel like she was used, abused, and thrown out, and I just feel
Hmm.
bad for her. That's all.
Yeah.
And but also like, how does she, like Selena? Come on, I was like half like expecting like the poison, not like something was else was going to happen than the poison, but
I
she just
thought
like
she was gonna
drained.
have like too many powers, and the poison wasn't gonna affect her because she's this almighty powerful being.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy,
Yeah,
right?
I was like, they're gonna give her this poison, and then she's gonna like slaughter Kane, and everyone's gonna be like, but there was poison in there. How did she win? And then da da da
Yeah.
da.
I also was confused a little bit about KL. So like in the scene where he kills Kane,
Hmm.
I thought that Dorian was already at Selena's side.
Yeah,
So why everybody could say that KL killed Kane to protect Dorian
that's
because
true.
Dorian was right there. So what the heck is the problem?
I think because
That confused
everyone
me.
knows it was
Plot hole.
Selena.
Yeah, but like he's the crown prince's. He's supposed to protect the crown prince,
Yeah,
and the crown prince is right next to the person who's about to get murdered. He could have been collateral damage, therefore
that's true.
eliminate the threat. That is what I thought immediately. Then I also had this thought process. I was confused as to why KL was so emotionally distraught about killing Kane, but I guess it's because he's never killed anyone before,
Hmm.
which is weird because I was like, well, he's the captain of the guard. So like wouldn't that be like a thing that's very common? Like wouldn't he
Well,
have killed
he's
people
young.
before? But he's the captain of the guard because he's Dorian's best friend,
And he's also
not
very young.
because yeah. But like I just was like confused at first. It didn't make sense.
Hmm.
I was like, you're the captain of the guard. You've probably killed people before. Why is this bothering you so much? But checked myself, learned a little bit more about Kale, and
He's so sweet.
yeah.
I kind of hope they have some spicy scenes in the next book.
So yeah, I don't know if how spicy Throne of Glass gets. Like, I'm very curious.
I don't know. Wait, do you want to read? Because we're going to read the next book. Do you want to do a synopsis? We can read the back.
I do want to do a synopsis.
Okay.
Absolutely. I want to do predictions.
Okay. Ready? And that's how we can wrap up maybe this book, this episode.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Assassin Selena Sardathian won a brutal contest to become the king's champion, but she is far from loyal to the crown. Though she hides her secret vigilante, her deadly charade becomes difficult when she realizes she is not the only one seeking justice. No one is above questioning her allegiance, not even the Crown Prince Dorian, not Kael, not the captain of the guard, not even her best friend Nehemia, a foreign princess with a rebel heart. Then, one terrible night, the secrets they have all been keeping led to an unspeakable tragedy. As Selena's world shatters, she will be forced to decide once and for all where her true loyalties lie and whom she is willing to fight for. I swear if Kael dies in this book, I will literally riot.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing. That sounds like the twist that I've been waiting for. The secrets? Come on. That sounds like the twist. Don't get out of there.
I
She
don't
was
want
trying to open
Kael
the
to
book,
die.
everyone.
I retract. I think it's going to happen, but I really don't want him to die. I'm going to start
I
crying. It's only the
everybody
second book. I can't only have 2 books with him. Come on. Come on. You know what? It's going to be KL or it's going to be Fleetfoot. And if it's Fleetfoot,
what are the
I'm done. I'm done. You can't kill the dog. You can't kill the dog, Sarah. Anyone but the dog. Oh my gosh, don't do this to me.
Yeah, that's like I don't know why, but you just reminded me of the John Wick movie that I just like it took me a long time. Don't ever watch it. Have you seen it?
No.
Don't watch it.
Okay.
Don't.
Does the dog die?
Spoiler alert. Will you ever watch it? I'm going to give you a spoiler.
Probably not.
Spoiler alert for John Wick 1. It tore my whole soul out of my body because it's about this really rich guy. His wife dies of cancer. The last thing that she does before he dies is she sends him a puppy so that he won't be alone. He doesn't really want the puppy, but they start to bond. He starts figuring out how to take care of the puppy. And mind you, this is within like the first 15 minutes. So you get 20 minutes. You get very attached to him and his dog, and then all of a sudden he gets attacked by these whatever people, these thugs, and they come in and they kill the puppy. So this like beautiful thing that he got from his dead wife to make him not alone, that he ended up falling in love with within the first 20 minutes of the movie, gets killed. And he basically goes on a giant ramp. The whole movie basically is him going on a giant rampage, killing everybody and doing all this badass stuff because they killed his dog.
That would be me. I'm crying right now.
Yeah, it's really sad.
I'm crying. This is
It's
horrible.
really sad. It's really sad.
I have so many
But he
tears.
fucks shit up because of they
Like
killed his dog.
literally, if you
So
could see, like my eyes are like, ah, man, do I have mascara down my face? I
oh yeah,
can't
it's pretty
tell. Ah,
bad. Anyway, I wonder what the secrets are going to be. I mean, it says everybody has secrets, so
everyone
I'm
has
really
secrets.
waiting for the twist. And also, everybody's going to be suspicious of Selena. So maybe this is where my prediction comes into play, where Dorian's like, "You used me. I'm suspicious of you." I don't know.
Yeah, I'm crazy. Like I can't believe Nehemia even is going to be questioning her allegiance.
Yeah. Well, I think Nehemia is going to be questioning her allegiance to her in ill way.
Wait, so the tagline at the top says, "An assassin's loyalties are always in doubt, but her heart never wavers."
I'm so excited to read this. This is going to be great. I have no idea where this. To be honest with you, I have no idea where this story's going at this point.
We got to end this podcast soon because I can't stop crying thinking about losing KL. Ah,
I really don't want to lose him either. I've really fallen in love with him, especially after that scene where his face is in the dirt and he's telling her to get
oh
up.
my gosh.
Like I loved that. Do you think that they should have intervened or no?
No.
But how did they know that she would be? She would have died if it wasn't for Nehemia. They didn't know Nehemia was doing the power. So do you think that they should
Well,
have
she would.
intervened
I
and been like,
think. I think Selena would rather be dead than go back to Endovia. Endovia.
yeah, I liked that she wasn't mad at them.
Yeah, because I think they know. Like, does she want to go back to Endovia and be tortured for the rest of her life, or do you think she would rather just be dead?
I can't wait to see the king and Parrington's little antics
Yeah,
that I'm sure are going to continue in
because
Port
the king
Saltine.
threatens to kill KL in the first book.
I
If
know. Oh
Selena,
yes,
yeah, if
yes,
Selena,
that's a big scene. Hello. Oh no. Oh no, that was foreshadowing that he is gonna die. Stop it. Why were you right? Did you promise you didn't spoil anything
I
on
promise
Instagram?
I didn't spoil it, but I am really not okay right now.
Wanting Hell to die. Please no, Sarah, no. Because then when KL dies, it really does like that is the connection. Like he's like the third musketeer connection between her and Prince Dorian. And I think when KL goes, it's gonna cause that is what's gonna cause a rift. It's gonna blow because it's gonna blow everything up, and that's when it's gonna be you
Selena's
have
gonna
to
be
pick
like, "You
sides.
should have
And
stopped your father," and then Dorian's
yeah,
gonna be like, "No, you shouldn't
you
have done that. I had nothing to do with my best friend dying," and like they're both gonna be lashing out at each other in grief.
oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
I don't think I want to read this, Al.
That's a prediction. Oh my god, no, Kale's gonna die and it's gonna cause a huge rift, and then she's gonna go with Nehemia, and Prince Dorian is gonna
Ugh.
he's gonna rage because his best friend was killed. He's gonna rage because his best friend was killed, and he's gonna think that it was Selena's fault. And he's gonna blame her. And that's when people say that he's like Tamlin. Do you think?
I'm so sad right now.
What if we're wrong and it's not
Then
KL at
I
all?
would be so happy. But I don't want KL to die. I
But he ha-
I don't
but
think
he
they're
kind of
gonna kill
has
Nehemia.
to.
I think Nehemia is safe because I think she's gonna be part of like this whole Elway
Yeah,
rebellion.
Nehemia's not gonna
Yeah,
die.
no, she's
Yeah,
safe.
she's safe.
Yeah,
And Dorian's got like Prince energy. He's not gonna die.
it has to be KL. I've told you
But
from
you're
the
right.
beginning.
KL's gonna die because you're right. You were right from the start because KL dies and that opens it up for her real love to
Well,
come.
and her magic to come through.
My friend did tell me that the world is going to open up, vastly open up in the books to follow. The world is gonna be it's gonna be like super big.
Really? Okay.
It's gonna be a lot going on.
I'm like, I'm I'm crushed in
Yeah.
the corner right now. Excuse me, everyone. When I read this scene and when I read what's gonna happen, that KL dies, just know what you saw right there. Amplify it by 10. I'm gonna be ugly crying in the corner. I could just keep crying. If we lose KL, if these are just solely predictions, but if we lose KL, I'm gonna be distraught and devastated and no good to nobody. Oh, I love
Okay.
him.
I mean, me too. I'm gonna call you immediately and start crying.
Well, just because I feel like he was like the second, like he has always had so many doubts about himself, and like he's always thought he
Yeah.
was like second best. And you think I'm attractive? Like you actually think like I'm something? And like his whole family situation and all that, and you're just like, come
Yeah.
on, like KL is so great. Like,
He's so great. I love him so. Yes, I love him.
oh man, oh man.
But he's gonna die. Yeah, they're gonna kill him off the next book. Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
swear I
be
did not
sad.
look up any predictions about that. Like I just that was my
Yeah,
pure guess only because of how the book was written. I've read a
so I
lot of
think
books.
so I think the next time we do an episode about Throne of Glass, I think we'll just do
The whole second
the
book.
entire book.
Oh, thank
The whole
God. Thank you
second
so
book.
much. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
we'll do the whole second book because I'm about to go on a really long plane ride and I would love to just binge it.
Yep. Anyway,
And
on that
when
note,
I
I'm going to
land,
go
I'll
cry
cry.
in the shower. It's late at night right now, and I am just distraught over the idea that we're going to lose KL. And I know he's going to have some really awesome redeeming scenes in here. and without
Yes.
even redeeming. Really awesome, just scenes that I'm gonna love him even
If he
more.
dies before they make out, I swear to God, I'll riot.
No, I bet you they're gonna like sleep together for like the first time. And then like the next day they're gonna kill him off. Like after they've both confessed their love to one another. And then the king's gonna like kill him off or something.
Damn it, Sarah. Really? Come on.
Do you want to read one page and then we just guess?
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
Wait, but it might be the wrong page. What are you doing?
Wait, it was like,
What are you doing? Are you gonna read it? Are you gonna read it?
no!
What? What did you spoil for yourself? What? What did you open up to? If it was a scene where he dies, I swear to God. Because I'm gonna
We
think that
were
you
both
looked up that
so
page.
wrong, and I need to end this now because this is worse than KL dying.
You found that out from one page?
I opened the page, chapter 30. Chapter 30. I don't know why I opened it. Do you want me to spoil this for you, Valerie?
I just feel like we need to be on the same page, but I don't know because your reaction's really bad.
It's really bad. I hope we don't. This would be a hard video for me to post and see myself. I ugly cry like Kim Kardashian. And for most of this episode, I've been crying. And this
Why
just
is it that
literally.
the random page you open up on couldn't have just been a talking scene? Can you tell me the context vaguely? Like, why are you crying just without the specifics? Did somebody die?
Yeah.
No. You opened up to a page where they died?
I'm really not okay.
But like, what is? Can you just set the scene for me? Just don't say the names. Stop reading it though. Just tell me. Stop reading it.
We're gonna be on the same page. You have to know. I just need to see your reaction. This is like really dumb of me. This is the stupidest decision I could ever have made.
Oh
This
God,
is the
okay, so we're really
stupidest
cross
decision I
watching
could
this.
ever make. Oh my gosh.
So we basically ruined the whole book for ourselves.
The whole book by one page. Are you ready?
Did you know what page you were opening?
No, you saw me. I just literally flipped to a page because the first page I flipped to was part 2, The Queen's Arrow. And I was like, oh, well, there's nothing on there. What's the next page?
Oh no. Okay. You want to see my reaction live? This is for the viewers, I guess, even though we haven't even read this damn book yet.
Okay. Selena stared at the body. An empty body, artfully mutilated, so cut up that the bed was almost black with blood. People had rushed into the room behind her, and she smelled the faint tang as someone was sick nearby. Rushed to assess the 3 cooling bodies in the room. That ancient, ageless drum, her heartbeat pulsed through her ears, drowning out any sound. Nehemia was gone. The vibrant, fierce, loving soul, the princess who had been called the light of Elway, the woman who had been a beacon of hope, just like that, as if she were no more than a wisp of candlelight, she was gone. When it mattered most, Selena hadn't been there, and Nehemia was gone.
We just said she had princess powers.
This is so dumb. I can't believe I just read that and went ahead. I'm so mad at myself. I thought it would be like a funny little quick banter scene between her and KL, like something super insignificant. This entire podcast, I'm just crying. This entire podcast, I'm crying. I love Nehemia.
I don't know what to say. Like,
Like Nahemia and Selena are right there for me. Like I'm unwell.
Why?
This was not
Why?
cool. I'm an idiot. I take full blame for this because I really thought we were just gonna open up to a random funny witty banter page. And this just went so south
This is
so
really
quick.
not good. I really hope we don't lose KL as well. I don't even know. This is gonna, you know what? Like, I know that this is really sad, but it's gonna make us really appreciate her scenes up until that point.
I'm gonna go just sob in the shower because I feel like Nahemia is like one of my friends. Oh my, she's so
Hey.
good. Like she's such a good person. Like I'm
Oh.
so sad. I'm so sad.
Hey.
It's so sad. I get so attached to these characters. Like I really do.
I love
I
you.
love
I'm
you too.
sorry.
Oh,
I
don't
don't
apologize.
know.
This was my fault. This was 100% my fault. I was like, oh, let's just open a funny page. Let's just, give a cheeky little peek.
You shouldn't have done part two. Part one, part
Mm,
one. We always say in the beginning.
of all the pages to open up to.
Well, this is
I'm shook, guys.
thanks for coming to Whimsy Gossip and
This
having a
just got
little whimsy
depressing.
cry with us. Little whimsy cry. Little whimsy spoil sesh,
A whimsy sob.
A whimsy sob. Yes. Thanks for coming to our little whimsy sob sesh. Um, Taylor and I are gonna recover, mostly Taylor. She is unwell.
Very unwell.
I think she needs a minute and cannot continue this podcast. So, all right. Let's wrap this up. I'm so sorry, Taylor. That was really bad.
That was
But I
really
love
bad.
you.
This,
I love
I
you.
love you. As you can tell, this is
And
as raw as a podcast could get.
please comment your thoughts below on everything we've talked about so far in this podcast. Also follow us on TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, all the things, all the socials. We're on mostly everything. I think Whimsy Gossip is posted to most of the podcast platforms. Please give us 5 stars, like, review, subscribe, comment, all of the above. We really, really appreciate it. And we want to keep making content for y'all. So the more support we get, the more content we're able to make. And, we just want to hear from you on what you'd like to see us do. I'm taking the cake because Taylor is currently unwell and cannot really talk. So um, she will, yeah, she will somehow emotionally recover. And
I'm just gonna
I'm not
keep
sure how we're
crying
gonna
in the
get booked.
corner over here.
I'm not sure how we're gonna get booked. Get through the book 2 review, but we will get there eventually. Anyway, so that's it. That's a wrap.
Bye.
Bye.